played a mean Bowers game for me.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game preview, another special Kickstarter preview, and today I'm very excited to check out Bigfoot versus Yeti from Shoot Again Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 13 plus. It'll take about 30 to 45 minutes to play, and in Bigfoot versus Yeti, you are going to be launching expeditions to try and prove that these myths are true, like Bigfoot and Yeti and Chupacabra and the Jersey Devil and aliens and all sorts of stuff like that. It is a light, simple card game in which you're going to be playing down colors, doing special abilities, and trying to outthink and outsmart your opponents. Let's open it up, and I'll show you how it works. Alright, then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Bigfoot versus Yeti. So before we get started, I do want to mention this is the promotional copy I have in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So first and foremost, we've got a handy-dandy rule sheet. It's 7 pages. I have a PDF of it. No pictures, no illustrations, but yours will have nice pictures, illustrations, all that good stuff, examples. And this one's really easy to understand. It's a relatively simple game to learn and to understand, except for the scoring, which we'll get into in a minute. So Bigfoot versus Yeti is where you are going to try and prove various different theories are actually true. Like there actually is a chupacabra or sewer alligators or the Jersey Devil or aliens or most importantly, of course, Bigfoot and Yeti, which will have double-sided cards in here, which we will get to right now. So Bigfoot and Yeti. You're going to do this by laying down cards in front of you and also laying down cards on other people's theories, and this will make a little bit more sense a little bit. So let's get to the components, we'll get into the gameplay, but what you're trying to do here is get to 100 points by putting theories in front of you. So first and foremost, everybody's going to have a handy dandy little player aid card, which is really nice, really useful. It'll show you expedition cards, action cards, which you'll notice just have a little lightning bolt, which is really how you're going to know them. But more importantly, at the front, it's going to tell you what you're going to do on your turn, and your turns are going to be pretty simple. You're going to draw a card either from the unknown pile or from what's called the tabloid pile over here, and then you are going to mount a creature expedition, which means you're going to put cards in front of yourself, or you're going to join two previously created expeditions, which means you're going to take some of your cards and you're going to put them either on your expeditions or on someone else's expeditions. You can play an action card if you'd like, and then you are going to discard a card, and you have to discard a card in this game. If you discard your last card, then the round will be over and you'll go into the scoring. So it is a pretty straightforward game at its core, but let's show you what's going to be happening. So at the beginning of the round, we're going to draw a card. Now, there's a pink card over in the tabloid over here. The tabloid area is kind of interesting because once someone has gone out of the round, before you do anything, you are going to go through the tabloid pile and you are going to have to remove cards of those specific colors if you have the most of those colors. So for instance, if I was planning on getting a lot of pinks, I would not want the pink cards in the tabloids because thematically, the tabloids are where they have like Bat Lady sleeps with, Elephant Man or something like that. They're just bogus, and they make what you believe to be true less true to the public because obviously they're just like, oh, that's just tabloid garbage. But I don't have any pinks in my hand, so you know what? I'm happy with that pink being there. I would just draw a card like so, and I got sewer alligators, which is great. So now I drew a top card. Let's take a look at what I'm going to do next. So I may mount one creature expedition and may join one previously mounted expedition. So for me personally, I am actually going to lay down some sewer alligators. I'm going to lay down 3 of them. And every single card will have its own unique quirks on the bottom. So when you mount or join a sewer alligator expedition, you may take a card from in front of an opponent and discard it to the tabloids. Unfortunately, that's really not going to do too much right now, which is a little bit of a bummer, but hey, we will do that. I also could play an action card if I'd like to, so I could do this blurry photo. It could be used to join any existing expedition already mounted or to help mount a new expedition of any type. And so I will. You know what? I'll just play that blurry photo right there. I'll take a look at my hand right here, and I will get rid of this chupacabra because I don't have any more chupacabras. And that would be the end of my turn. It's pretty self-explanatory. So let's go over here, see what this guy's got going on. So he has some Bigfoot versus Yeti. He has one Bigfoot versus Yeti. Now, Bigfoot versus Yeti is an interesting aspect to the game because like most cards, there's going to be 2 symbols on it. You'll have the Bigfoot side and you will have the Yeti side over here. And when you play down, when you mount an expedition, you're going to decide whether or not you're going to lay down Bigfoot's side or Yeti's side. Because at the end of the round, when someone goes out, whoever has more power, either Bigfoot or Yeti, is going to score. score while the other one will not score. So this is where it gets pretty interesting because you might have you might have Yetis over here, but if he's got Bigfoot over there, then you really are going to be pushing hard for the Yetis to come into play. So it's an interesting little tit for tat there. But there also is another special race, which is the aliens. And the aliens, where are the aliens? The aliens have some very specific limitations. So if you have the aliens, what's going to happen is, if you have 10 or more points of the aliens and you went out of the game, then you're actually just going to win that entire round and be the only person who scores. And each of the different factions is going to have a little bit unique. So let's take a look at some of the factions because that's really where the heart of the game is. So Mothman, when you mount or join a Mothman expedition, you may draw 3 cards from the unknown, keep 1, and put the other 2 back in any order. So that one's going to give you some more cards. We have that's the Devil's Skull. We have the Chupacabra. So the Chupacabra is going to, when you mount or join a Chupacabra expedition, you may use the ability of any other expedition in play except for the extraterrestrials, because, yeah, that would be a little bit OP right there. As you can see, Bigfoot and Yeti are not going to have any ones on that, but here we go. The Yeti, when you mount or join a Yeti expedition, you may take a Bigfoot Yeti card from in front of an opponent, flip it to the Yeti side, and add it to your Yeti expedition. So if someone else over here is going Bigfoot, you play this Yeti card, boom, you're going to be able to steal 2 points for them, which is great. Giant Squid, when you mount or join a Giant Squid expedition, you may take any action card from the tabloids and add it to your hand. So the cards that were played down here, boom, you get to put one in your hand. Eventually, though, what's going to happen is someone is going to go out. They will play their last card into the discard pile, and that's when you're going to get into the scoring. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to go through the tabloid pile, and you're going to see how many of each color you have. And the person that has that many of a color in front of them, the most of that many of a color in front of them, is going to lose that many. So for instance, if we had the most pinks, we would lose 1 pink. If there were 2 pinks here, we would lose 2 pinks, which is definitely bad. Once you've done that, though, you're going to take a look at the Bigfoot versus Yeti battle that everyone will have going on. So you might have Bigfoot Yeti over here, Bigfoot Yeti over here, Bigfoot Yeti over here. You're going to tally up all the Bigfoot, you're going to tally up all the Yeti, and only the winning team is going to be able to score points for that. Last but not least, you're going to total up all the points of all the cards. So my blues plus your blues plus somebody else's blues. And if you get 10 or more points of that specific color, then that point is doubled. So for instance, let's just say I had 6 points of blue here, that guy had 6 points of blue there. Blues would now be doubled. So instead of getting 6 points, we would both actually get 12 points, which would be great. You check to see if anybody reached the aliens, the extraterrestrial achievement, which is if you have 10 points by yourself and you went out. It's very difficult to do, but if you can do it, it's a huge swing in the game because you're going to be the only person to score. So it's kind of like shooting the moon a little bit if you go for that strategy. But then you're going to see if anybody has 100 points. If somebody has 100 points, then they've won the game. Or whoever has over 100 points, who has the most, will win the game. If not, then you will reshuffle, re-deal out 10 more cards, and rinse, wash, and repeat until someone eventually ends the round with over 100 points. And then they will be the winner of Bigfoot versus Yeti. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alright then, Bigfoot versus Yeti from Shoot Again Games coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. Be sure to post that Kickstarter link down below. Who might be digging this game? First and foremost, if you like interesting themes, the theme in this game is definitely an interesting one, and the theme comes across pretty well with how the tabloid pile works, and how the special abilities of the cards actually kind of make sense as to what the characters are, which is always nice when they try and wrap up the theme with the game. Next, if you're looking for a family weight game that's easy to learn, easy to teach, this one definitely fits that bill. There's lots of special abilities and special powers in this game, but they're all pretty much on the cards and easy to understand, which is always a good thing with a family weight game if you're looking for an older family weight game. Last but not least, if you enjoyed the original Conspiracy, I think you're really going to dig this game, and you're going to dig that the improvements and the upgrades they've made onto this game. While it's not the same game 100%, I did like this game better than I liked the original Conspiracy with the Bigfoot versus Yeti tug of war and the different special abilities. So if you enjoyed the original one, I think you're going to like this one even better. So that is Shoot Again Games Bigfoot versus Yeti, currently on Kickstarter. Or on Kickstarter very, very soon. I'll be sure to post that link down below. If you enjoyed this preview, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, of all the myths that I mentioned in this video, which one do you think is most likely to be true? Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, Chupacabra, Jersey Devil. For me personally, it's aliens. Obviously, there's aliens. Come on. How huge is the galaxy? For us to believe that there is not aliens is just That's incredibly rude. That is super duper rude on our part. But let me know in the comments below which one of these do you think is true. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.